welcome back to 30 Days of Stories, Connection, and Conversation as we are doing our countdown to the rhythm of our hearts. It's the Holistic Healing Alliance is sponsoring and hosting. I'm really excited to be here. Today was pretty amazing. My youngest granddaughter, Honey, she wants me to call her by her proper name, and I have a mental block on doing that. So I'm going to call her Honey. And she had her award ceremony today, and it was amazing to see the difference in who she is now. I remember when she was an itty bitty baby. So it's time to reflect as we come into the alignment with this. I was just sharing a little bit about me, coming into alignment with what we're doing here today. And when you do come on, if you can add hashtag live, or if you're catching this on replay, hashtag replay, we would really appreciate it. Also, really want to say hello to you and acknowledge your presence if you are here. So today the topic is permission to slow down. Do we need that permission to slow down? I guess it depends on where you're coming from. So for me, I'm a baby boomer, and it was ingrained in me to get permissions for different things. And this was one of them, because productivity and whatever we were doing was a sign or not a sign. It was something to be impressed by. If you're always doing something, you're always busy, you're working, then I don't know, you were supported, this is what you were supposed to do. No one noticed when you rested. Or if you were resting, it was considered lazy. And I think I would hope that most of us know that's a fallacy. If we don't take care of ourselves, who is going to, right? Sometimes I share things that I want people to experience, that self-care for you, but I don't follow my own advice. And lately, my body has been talking to me about it. So what if the thing that you need right now isn't another strategy? I'm not here to tell you how to get rest. It's definitely not another task, and it's not another thing to fix. What if your nervous system is asking for pause instead of pressure? A sacred pause is what is in my vernacular, or in my system, is a sacred pause. And a sacred pause is for you to disengage from the rat race. And even if it's a thing that you love, and I love the work that I do, I love being behind the creation of it. But that passion that I'm exuding for this I don't give myself permission to rest. I just turned 66, and clearly not getting any younger. Oh, we have a one by the eyeball. So if you're here, please say hello or do hashtag live. I would love to say hello to you. So we do live in a culture that rewards pushing through. We've been taught to keep going. Baby boomer, that is what we do. We push through. It was, my ex was in the military, and I took pride in saying that I kept the home fires burning while he was gone. And he was gone a lot because he was assigned, hey, Cynthia, how are you doing? Hello. He was assigned to fly on a military aircraft for the Air Force, and he was gone a lot. We had 2 young kids. I was working full time. And it was one of those things that was that we did as a military spouse. So, but Again, that was in younger days, what, the late 80s, early 90s, and so forth. Our body keeps a toll of what's going on if we don't take care and relax. And I used to feel guilty about it. But our bodies will tell us a different story through fatigue, overwhelm, irritability, brain fog. Sometimes we give menopause credit for that brain fog, and maybe there's a little bit of truth in that. Difficulty concentrating. Cynthia says, hello yourself, long time no see, just thought I'd pop in on your live feed. Very interesting so far. First time I've joined. And welcome, I appreciate you being here. We're sharing about the purpose of the 30-day countdown is an organization that I have been one of the founding members for. It's the Holistic Healing Alliance, is sponsoring and hosting an event here in Washington at the end of this month on June 27th. And it's a time to give yourself permission to step into an environment that is just for you without guilt, without apology, and you get to be immersed in it, in its immersion, immersed into the different aspects of what life in alignment holds for you. And you get to roll along that transformational path of healing. And we have several practitioners who are sharing their genius. I'm going to interview one tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Again, it will come on as a live, and I hope you can make that. Her name is Mary Lathrop, and she will be sharing her why of why she is sharing her passion and why it means so much to her in the topics that she is going to be facilitating on, which is lifestyle and wisdom. So I hope you can make that. So when we step in, or when we experience those things, fatigue, brain fog, irritability, we get assigned different things from different people. It's like, okay, it's PMS, or it's, my ex, and I laughed at this too. He said it was, how did he do it? PMS, MS, PMS, UMS, right? Premenstrual, menstrual, post-menstrual, and then ugly mood swings. So that's what gets assigned to women. And, again, he was joking. And I laughed at it too, and I didn't object, and I should have, but I believed it. That was part of the culture. So instead of accepting it as a label and a behavior, it's time to look at it as messages. Those are messages. Our body is talking to us. And when's the last time we actually listened to the messages that were coming through? We respond to pain in a heartbeat. Something hurts. We're not going to walk on that ankle because it hurts. We could collapse and then further injure ourselves, right? Why don't we respond to the things that make us uncomfortable? That just gives you an icky feeling, or, like the skin is crawling on the back of your neck, the hairs stand up, right? Our bodies are meant to communicate to us from the day that humans were first on this planet, because if they didn't listen to it, they wouldn't be alive. And yes, we have moved past that to a huge degree, but still, women, for the most part, are hyper aware when we're walking around in a time where it's late at night. We have people walk us to our car. So we're aware of the common social threats, but our bodies are the key to telling us information on the daily. So if you're getting something in your body where something just doesn't feel right, instead of pushing it away, listen to it. And again, yes, I'm focusing on women because that's who I am. I am a woman, right? But the same thing applies to men. Each of us has a vagus nerve. And what is the vagus nerve? The vagus nerve is one of the body's major communication pathways. It is a cranial nerve that helps to regulate your heart rate, your breathing, your digestion. It helps you relax. It helps you enable social connection. It's an emotional regulator. In short terms, it regulates rest, digest, heal, and connect. It runs from the base of your brain. I almost said skull. That's not right. It runs from the base of your brain and goes through your body down into your digestive tract, that entire nerve, and it spreads out as it goes down. So this is how it regulates your breathing, your heart. And by doing simple things, you can regulate that with breath work. And oh, by the way, we have a breathwork practitioner. I'm going to have to pause for a second. The reason I'm pausing the volume is that this doesn't have a mute for the noises within my house, and I have a large dog who believes he's a protector. So, but he's a lover. So we can control this. This is one of the things that we get to do. And we have a breathwork practitioner, actually two, who will be presenting at the event on the 27th. Listening to music helps us regulate. And guess what? We have a sound healer that'll be there for her workshop, presenting a mini sound healing, a sound bath. And she's going to accompany other facilitators with their workshops. So music is going to be playing throughout the entire, well, not the entire event, for most of the event, because we will take lunch and she gets to eat too. So we can also regulate ourselves with laughter. Belly laughs are so healing, right? Being on a happier awareness, a happier frequency, connecting with people who truly care about us and whom we truly care about. So it's important how you select the people that you hang out with, your tribe. And this will be a place where you're going to meet people who are going to be like-minded and are seeking that connection too. These are people who are in connection, and that energy is woven together in like a warm hug that you're going to have. It's so difficult to explain what you're going to experience at this event. You have to experience it for yourself. We come together, the Holistic Healing Alliance, and share pop-up hubs, pop-up wellness hubs. We're going to be participating one in September 12th here in the local area in collaboration partnership with the Puyallup Public Library. And all the practitioners are coming in and offering their services, a little demo for free. We have someone coming in with Kangen water. We have someone who is going to do Reiki. There's going to be a mini sound bath. There are going to be lightning talks about specifics about how you can take care of yourself, how to prepare for what may come. So, and I speak specifically to the gal who is a hospice Reiki or medical Reiki master for, I believe it's multi-care. I'll make sure I confirm that so I don't misspeak. So this is how we learn to slow down, take that sacred pause, take it for the entire day, and allow yourself to feel into the experiences, the different offerings that we have. So we have a number 2 by the eyeball. So if you're here, please say #live and or say hello. That would be great. So we are programmed to be the way that we are. For baby boomers especially. The younger generations are healing more in real time, and that's probably due to our influence for those of us who are of my age. We are teaching by role modeling. We are teaching by verbally saying, have you thought about this? And that's what I've done with one of the granddaughters that I've raised. and helping her to, and she did this on her own. I'm not taking any credit for it. She heals in real time for more often than not. So she doesn't spend her adult years trying to heal something that happened 50 years ago, 30 years ago. There may be some residual things, absolutely, because she's human. But she gets to move forward in her life seeking what aligns with her. What is her passion? What is her purpose in life? She gets to look out for that instead of focusing on something that, yes, is in the past and we can't really break free from it, but she gets to move forward and see what impact she can make for the earth, for humanity. And it can be just in her area, or it can be on a broader scale, whatever scale that may be, but the opportunity is there for her to look, for our young ones to look. There's things that I would have liked to have done when I was younger, but life said no, because I didn't know how to say yes to myself. And this is where we get to choose ourselves. I get to choose me. You get to choose you. But it takes that courageous step first to do it. So, do you need permission? Do you need permission to pause? This is a big one. Do you need permission to receive? Receiving is freaking hard because we don't know how to do it. We know how to give because that was the expectation. You give. That's how you're measured. That's how you're evaluated. How much have you given? I was a serial volunteer, soccer mom, Girl Scout leader, Boy Scout leader, trainer of adult Girl Scouts. I volunteered because there was a hole in me that I kept reaching out to fill when I should have turned my view to inside of me. Because I can tell you from a young age, 22-ish, I never filled that hole. I'm starting to now, 44 years later, and it's not as big. So what could we have done had we said yes to ourselves at a younger age? We can reflect on it. We can fantasize about it, but we can't go back in time and change it. We are who we are, where we're at right now. You get to say yes to you, which means probably you're going to say no to somebody else. And that's okay. That's absolutely okay. What if you need permission to stop carrying everything by yourself for just a little while? Give yourself permission to ask for help. And by building that tribe selectively around you, you have people that you can ask who are not going to make fun of you, that will contemplate, how can I help you? And it's okay. Everybody's on their healing journey at a different level. And it's always going to be that way. But there's always someone who is going to be behind you. And this is where we reach out behind ourselves and lend a hand to help them move forward, whether it be a mother or a maiden in the maiden mother crone / matriarch ecosystem, or that construct. And it applies for men as well. We've lost that a little bit, or maybe a lot. And a lot of family dynamics, we don't do that because we weren't taught to do that. Except my grandmother lived with me, and that was a different kind of dynamic there too. So while there are examples set, so it's like a novelist writing their novel, right? All plots are the same. All plots are the same. Boy meets girl, something happens where it doesn't work, and it gets resolved or it doesn't, and they move on to find something else, right? That is the plot. That's the standard way to tell, let's say, a romance. Hey, sister. That's the standard way to share a romance, right? To write a romance. The story comes in from the author's perspective of, okay, I'm going to set this in New Hampshire and it's going to be snowing and it's going to be a blizzard, versus somebody else who says, no, I'm going to set that in, on a beach in Florida. And that's the story that evolves around the plot that does not change for a romance. So the plot is the connection between maiden mother crone, and the story that we weave around that is based on who we are in our lived experience. We get to do that. We get to set the example, but we also get to remember that we're human and we're here to have a human experience as well. So we get to give ourselves permission to rest. We get to give ourselves permission not to escape life. What does that mean? What does that look like? So I wish that you were here, both of you, that you were here in Washington where you could step into this experience and have an opportunity to return to you and your life with greater clarity, presence, and support by the work that we're doing in this event. And there is, I don't know how to, I'm going to be coming down to San Diego at the beginning of July. And I want to share this as well in this way that people are coming together, wellness practitioners are coming together to provide this for the uplifting of community, for the uplifting and coming together, the connection of people in a safe and sacred space, that you're not judged, that you get to share freely. This is the movement that is happening here in the Puget Sound of Washington State. This is how this is flowing out. We're coming up to our second year anniversary, I don't know what you call it, of where we've been doing this and who we have been working together, from scraping it together and coming together as a board to share this desire to empower or help you remember that you have the power to be your own healer, personal healer, 24/7. Our ancestors knew it and did it. And then the way that the world has evolved, we have forgotten our connection to all that is. We are part, the spiritual law of oneness says we are all connected. We are all connected. And we forget that. And I could talk more about the tapestry of life, some of the spiritual laws and how that all comes together. And that may be a future live. But the closing question right now is what is one thing you need to give yourself permission for right now in your life? You can go ahead and put it into the chat or not. What is one thing in your life you need to give yourself permission for? Is it rest? Is it support? Is it learning how to receive? Is it joy? Is it connection? Is it stillness, where you step out of the chaos or the busyness of your life? We can have a wonderful life, that we are part of a family, or we're part of partnerships and friendships and tribes. But when have you just stepped into sitting with yourself with no distractions, without going through, your grocery list or your chore list, and sitting with who you are and getting to know who you are? And I can tell you right now, you are a divine child of Creator. You are perfect in your imperfection. And to know this and to know that you are loved in totality with exactly who you are right at this moment, knowing that no one can be perfect. Jamie shares, to show up with my new gifts that are emerging, to see the blessings that are in front of me, to even if it's quiet. That's beautiful, Jamie. Thank you for your share. To show up with her new gifts that are emerging. Your new gifts don't really get to emerge until you sit with yourself without judgment. You need to cut off that voice of lack that says, who do you think you are for doing this? And I had that voice too. Not even many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. Ask myself, who do I think I am to come and share this information with anybody? I'm not anything special. I am who I am based on my lived experience, which has been tumultuous, but has been joyful, has been many ahas and a lot of sadness. But that's the balance of life. We chose to be here to experience this on this plane of existence for whatever reason in your belief system. My belief system says that I chose this. This is my soul contract. And I chose to come here and experience these things on a human level for whatever reason. Going back to the question, though, what is one thing you need to give yourself permission for right now? And Jamie shared hers. Mine is to honor my body and what my body needs. Because again, I love what I do. I could spend all of my time doing it, creating content, curriculum, how to serve community. I love doing that. But I forget me in the end. And I can't do that anymore. My body's saying, you're done. Right? So what about you? Jamie shared with us, and we have 5 friends at the eye, actually 6 friends at the eye. If you feel comfortable, please share what you're going to give yourself permission for right now. No one should judge you. And since this is a public line, I can nip the judgment in the bud, right? By deleting the comment. I can't stop it from appearing because it is a public feed. If you hear that, that's my cat Pie saying, I want more food. Jamie shares, I can be a calm leader, but I need to be a calm leader for me too. And I would suggest, Jamie, you need to be a calm leader for yourself first. For the things that we know and we experience and that we want to help others with, we need to apply it to ourselves first. We need to give ourselves the gift of our knowing, of our lived experience, of our own grace. So I want to thank you for being here and listening to me share, and that I'm very excited about this event. Excitement is not, I don't know if excitement's the right word. It's going to be transformational for everyone who says yes to the experience. and says yes to what comes through at the event and after, because the event is one day and it's going to be a powerful event, but you get to go home with the healing and roll with the healing and choose not to be sucked back in to your life that you're trying to establish your presence with. And I encourage you to stop abandoning yourself, because you're important and we need you. We need your lived experience. We need your wisdom. We've lost the stories to a certain degree of our ancestors. We will be those ancestors one day. And how are you sharing your wisdom? How do you plan to share your wisdom? There's many ways you can do it. You can research it on the internet. You can go with people who are sharing, like me. Jamie is another one, right? What is your ancestral traditions? How did they pass their wisdom down? This goes into plant medicine. What are the herbs? I have a friend who forages on her land. There is so much wisdom around us that we forget because we rely on our phones, or we doom scroll, which is okay because I do love playing my puzzles. I won't lie. But what are you nourishing yourself with? What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your spirit? You get to do it. Only you. Choose you. Thank you for being here. I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I will be interviewing Mary Lathrop, who is one of our facilitators at the Rhythm of Our Hearts event. The link is at the bottom of the description in the event that I've made on Facebook. There's some magic with Restream and all that other good stuff. I won't even go into it. But if you're interested in this, you're local, you want to fly in, that would be cool. I know of someone who is renting a room. So you're welcome, Jamie. Thank you for being here, love. And thank you, everybody who's been here and listening. Whether you're showing yourself on chat, I hope a little bit of this has transformed you to say yes to yourself. Blessings. Have a good evening, and I'll be back tomorrow.